Greetings, YouTube! It's me, Joe, and I'm back with another reaction in 2024! Yeah, baby! We're here, we're back, we're ready. Oh my god, it has been too long. Oh, I hope everyone enjoyed both the holidays over the end of December as well as New Year's. But I know I sure did. But now it's time to get back into action. Little Owl. I see Cherokee. I see people starting to gather. Excellent. Oh, it's been too long. But now I'm back and I'm ready for action. And how am I starting off this year? With the pig, of course, because LazerPig's content always makes me laugh, always teaches me a little bit more about history, and we're here to have some fun. But before we get this video started, make sure you like and subscribe, turn on notifications, follow me on all my social media, sorry Mike, down below in the description, and if you want to keep supporting this channel and give that wonderful puppy dog right there cookies, there's a join button right down there for my YouTube membership. Go ahead and join up. Oh yeah, my day's going great. Anyway, so yes, we're starting off, and this one's a double feature. This is a pig double feature. We're doing Eat the Rich and the 30-year-old Sherman mystery. Now, we're starting off with Eat the Rich. I'm going to assume it has something to do with the French Revolution. So, yeah, if people don't like me stopping and talking and saying my piece, you might want to watch out for this one. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to talk about something maybe about the French Revolution. This might be interesting. Something around France, probably. And then we're going to talk about a 30-year-old Sherman mystery that I surprisingly don't know about. So, yeah. Let's see what the pig has to tell me. I didn't know he was into the French history. Anyway, let's get this video started in 3, 2... Whoa, wait, first things first. Oh, still gotta adjust. I gotta adjust stuff so that way we can. So that way, that works. That works. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and let's go.
Greetings, I am a man, presumably. Have you ever met a rich person? I mean like a really rich person, not some dickwank boomer who became a plumber at 14 and spent all his money on scratch cards and holiday homes in Mallorca for his fat disaster of a wife and their 2 basic as fuck daughters. I mean like a really rich guy. So rich every time they go to wipe their ass, they've made more money just on the interest on the spare change they have rooting around under the sofa.
I don't think this is about the French Revolution. And yes, I have met people like this. And I don't like them. Okay, let's see where this takes us.
You know the type. Look, I come from a city where there are quite a lot of rich asshole businessman types rolling around, and since I lived quite close to a place where a lot of them had their little prestige offices, I would see them pretty regularly, rolling around in their stripy shirts, slapping each other in the back, and starting fights at McDonald's. And I started to notice a pattern with these chuckle fucks. Outside of all the dressing roughly the same, was that they were all buying Porsches. I know they drove Porsches because they would sit and rev the engine anytime they were stopped at a crossing.
Oh yeah, I know these
one
chuckle
girl
fucks.
looked at them. I mean, I don't know what the girl was thinking at the time. You hear a loud engine rev and look up to see a shiny, expensive convertible and a bald, flabby man staring back at you with a grin that would have me reaching for the pepper spray.
Yeah.
But what I began to notice was that these guys were all driving the same car, a Porsche Cayman. Also known as the cheapest Porsche on the market, this is the budget end of the luxury car scene. And to put that in perspective, here is the cheapest Ferrari.
Damn.
And the reason for this was easy. The shirts, the fancy gold watches, the big offices in the center of a historic city, the fancy car. It was all show,
Yeah.
all a display. They were in a sense peacocking, but not for the benefit of rich clients who wouldn't be impressed with all this bullshit in the slightest. No, it was for the benefit of each other. They couldn't afford to peacock with the big boys, the true rich bitches, hence the cheap Porsche and the stallion McDonald's, so they enclosed themselves into a tight community of business clowns, each trying to outdo the other with what is essentially wank fashion. These men were the kings of Tribe Little Dick.
Look at that ugly abomination.
Tiny dick fashion, as
And
they
the
eagerly
asshole
leapt and
driving
bounded
it.
towards their inevitable sexual harassment lawsuit.
Oh, yeah.
Their dicks now so small they were invisible to the naked eye. and could only be viewed on a clear day via the Hubble Space Telescope. As I stood behind one in line one day, waiting for my chicky nuggies, rolling my eyes as he proclaimed loudly about how many shares he had in the company and thus how many of the servers he technically owned, I felt my mind begin to wander. Are the big boys like this?
Yes.
The real rich people?
Yeah.
When you get beyond the tiny dick tribe and into the real numbers of richness, you know, the people that can afford to wipe their ass with a really soft toilet paper, the luxury shit on the top shelf that's always in the purple package.
That's a good shit.
Billionaires. I looked into it. And I spent a long time looking into the lives of the rich and the fabulous, and well, it's not much different.
Can I just say this real quick? I know people don't like me there are some people that have complained about me stopping and talking about this shit. Can I just say how ugly most modern sports cars are? Like, all this fucking, like, Bugattis, Ferraris, all this other shit people keeps like, oh, it's a Bugatti, oh, it's a Porsche, oh, it's a Ferrari. Bitch! Okay. Since this doesn't look to be about history, this is basically a rant fest, I'm gonna rant. Here we go. I fucking hate these modern day abominations. They are just utter goddamn trash. I mean, these cars have no personality, no class, no distinction. They have nothing. Yeah, Lil Al. It's weird. But yeah. So yeah, I've seen these Bugattis. I've seen Bugattis, I've seen Porsches, I've seen Ferraris, I've seen them all. And honestly, all I see them doing is basically flexing in Tribe Little Dick. Because I'll use this, I'm using what the pig said. I'm using what LazerPig said. But brother almighty, like, I hate... I'm slightly a car enthusiast. I'm definitely more in terms of tanks. Like, let me tell you something. The only Porsche I would ever fucking buy is a Porsche Tiger. I don't care if the engine was shit, as my rant a while ago was horrid. A Honda was my first car, and it was okay. It was a car. It was a first car. Like, let me tell you, I'm going to give up a little secret. I'm going to give up a little secret that I fortunately was lucky enough to acquire just because it was actually, I acquired a certain car basically off of convenience. Basically, my family has this old car and they don't drive it. They didn't drive it as much, but they didn't want to sell it, and they didn't drive it that much just because my family is basically just, they're slowing down. They don't really feel the need to drive the car, but they want to. Yes, I know. Anyway, back to my story. So basically, my family gave me this car just so I could both keep it running, keep it like, keep the engine from sitting idle too long, and basically just take care of it. And then if they ever wanted it, then I just give them the keys and they have fun with it. And it's a pretty good agreement. As for what kind of car it is, because I know a few people are wondering, what kind of car does he have? What kind of car is he taking care of? It's a 1965 Ford Mustang with original pony interior, Generation 1. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. The one thing I definitely got from my family was a sense of taste in vehicles. And just so you know, that dog definitely rides shotgun. I guarantee you this. There's nothing more American in my mind than a guy like me driving a 65 Mustang with a Labrador in front. Tell me how American that is. That is more American than any of these people buying these Ferraris and Bugattis. Yeah. And you want to know the crazy fact? My family bought it for less than any truck owner. I think they got it for I feel like it was just either above or less than 10 grand when my family got it. It was ancient. And it had only about 30,000 miles on the engine because no one really drove it anymore. Yeah. That is a car of class. I like the classics because that was when car designers looked at it and went, the family somewhat modernized it to basically make it a little bit more safer on the road. Like, they put in powered steering, powered brakes. They put in a brand new radio because literally the only radio stations we pick up came from across the border. So yeah. But yeah, it is. But yeah, I take care of that car. I love that car. It is baby. I clean it. I wax it. I do it all by hand, and it is worth it. And that dog also loves it because he loves sitting shotgun. But yeah, this shit. I mean, let's take a look at some of this. Look at that. Not even Batman would like. Honestly, the Batmobile is cooler than that.
This is the rich and the fabulous and well.
What the fuck is this supposed to be? Is that the front of the car or the back? What the fuck is that?
No, it's not much different.
And look at this. What the fuck is this? Excuse me. Let me enjoy my Porsche Tiger. That's the only Porsche I'd ever buy. Porsche, listen up. If you ever want me to buy one of your vehicles, make a Porsche Tiger, but this time put an engine in it that actually works. But enough rant over. Yeah, these assholes with their fancy sports cars. Go do your research. Get yourself a good shit. Get yourself some classic shit. Moving on.
I mean, there is a tipping point where simply looking rich and having the prestige token simply wasn't enough. You had to actually be rich, and being rich meant wearing your bank account. Your clothes, your car, your house, what you or it looked like didn't matter. All that mattered was the price tag.
Look at that thing! What the fuck are those rear view mirrors? Look at those things! They look like antennae. They look like someone doing this. Like they're pretending to be an ant. Follow the herd, little drone.
And in this community, the bigger it was,
yeah, I mean,
the more...
Look, and plus they say, oh, the fashion, the clothes. Like, I honestly have better fashion sense than these guys.
Powerful you became. Voice Critical recently showed...
Oh, hey, Charlie.
$39 million apartment in New York. The apartment was trending since it was, as he so rightly pointed out, shit.
Let's take it.
The way it was awful, the decor was tragic, the view non-existent, and the general finish of the apartment was so bland... I honestly thought at first it was just being used for storage.
Wait, this thing went for 39 mil? This thing went for 39 mil? Jesus Christ. Look at this ugly, look at that furniture. Koa, look at this furniture. You wouldn't be caught dead sleeping on any of that. Oh my God. And that wall design, that's awful.
But the agent showing us around was nothing but enthusiastic. Now, I've been to a lot of viewings as a filthy doomer millennial adult, but what we mostly talk about is how much is the rent, are there pets allowed, and is there sufficient closet space for my massive collection of avocados that I spend all the millions I make working minimum wage at Burger King on.
Yeah.
This bitch doesn't do any of that. She's enthusiastic, so enthusiastic to tell you what everything is made out of. This is onyx, this is Japanese maple, this is marble, that is marble, everything is marble, I'm made of marble.
Good, look at that ugly. God, I'm getting a migraine just looking at this shit. God almighty, that is the ugliest looking marble I've ever seen in my life. Fuck, the Romans had better marble.
The floor below the apartment must be nothing but steel girders reinforcing the crap out of this marble-infested 500-ton nightmare. But in spite of how tasteless and overpriced this hunk of trash is, it's sold. And someone is currently living in it. Why? Because the price tag is all that matters. Now that person can brag that they own a $39 million apartment in New York. They can brag endlessly about what everything is made out of, and that's all this apartment is. No one's going to be living in it, at least not full time. It's a bragging right, which is why there are so many bars and entertainment lounges. The only people who are going to see the inside of this house are the prostitutes he's going to call at 2 a.m. who are going to be so coked out of their brain, they probably won't notice the god-awful craftsmanship in the Onyx bar there. I'm also pretty confident Onyx is black. What you have here is white onyx, also known as the cheaper onyx. This is the cruel trick that nature plays on the hyper-rich. The smug belief that you are the epicenter of style and sophistication, while being so far beyond it, it's almost parody. Also known as the Adina Monsoon Syndrome. But these people have lived in a world where they have solved all of their problems by throwing money at stuff, so it's become the grandiose solution to everything. Former supermodel wife sagging slightly, boom, plastic surgery. Dumb kids dumb as fuck, boom, private tutor. The slow realization that you are not a unique and creative person, that your friends don't laugh at your jokes as hard, that they've all started to move on with their lives, that the phone never rings as much anymore, that the waitress has already heard all your jokes you make, so much so that there are entire subreddits dedicated to how annoying it is to hear them over and over from the millions
shit!
of guys just like you. The parties you go to are now all about networking. And as you get older, your boyish good looks are being replaced with grey hair, a flabby body, and a dull, plain, boring clothes. You've finally done the most adult thing you can do, which is learn to get over yourself. You're not some gifted, amazing, out there guy going against the herd that you thought you were when you were 15. You're the same as everybody else, doing the same shit, thinking the same shit, except you are more boring because you won't shut up about it. You've based your entire personality on being someone special. Now that's gone, you have nothing left.
Think about a child you love. Now take away their clean clothes.
Yes, I get it.
access
The
to
world is full
Boom,
of shit.
Lamborghini. Now, all those are very specific examples, but I think the
Boom, Lamborghini. Oh my god. Ugh, I get it. The world is full of shit. I get it.
ultimate example of just how generic and boring the rich are super yachts.
Oh,
super yachts
Lord.
are the ultimate expression of wealth, the final flex. You see these fucking things everywhere, and they all look the fucking same. White, shiny, with a lot of big glowy lights and blacked out windows. They're all so generic that this one with the blue hull is probably the most original
seen
mega
that.
yacht I've ever seen. Even concept art for future boats on it.
Okay, yeah, I gotta pause here to rant. Oh my god. Okay, so as everyone knows, once upon a time, I lived in San Diego, California. Oh my god, he is speaking the truth. Super yachts were a fucking, bore fest. Like, I remember driving through San Diego, and I passed by the harbor and the fucking beachside and see the same fucking yacht over and over and over again. They were literal, oh my god, I never saw one, like, honestly, it is just awful. Look, I mean, even there, look at this concept. What the fuck ugh. I mean, and look at this. What the fuck is that supposed to be? What the fuck is this supposed to be?
Honestly, looks like someone just dropped a
What the
paper
fuck?
mache model
Oh,
on
I
the
hate-
floor and said,
oh.
yeah, that'll work.
the fuck
Sometimes you see real concepts for amazing looking ships and even luxury submarines.
Yes, I heard of these. Yes, that would be fucking cool. Make that.
Floating palaces with gardens, you name it.
That.
They never build those. They just build this. Over and over.
Yeah, I mean, that image right there, Pig. Look at that thing. It's basically the same model, just in small, medium, and large. Jesus Christ, they look the exact same. What the fuck is this shit?
And over. Like there's some company out there just rubber stamping these shit pylons out. You compare this to the world of canal boats. Canal boats are a thing you really only see in the UK and places like Amsterdam and the Low Countries. Occasionally in places like France. These things are about 55 foot long and 7 foot wide. A shipping container home has more space than these things, and they break down continuously. Like, I'm not kidding. I have one of these things, and I can't even begin to tell you how many fucking times it's broken down. How many times I've been up to my ass in engine grease trying to find out which one of the many shit pipes has broken off this time, and why literal shit is volcanoing itself out of the toilet and into the cabin. These things were built in the 70s by men to whom ideas like refrigeration and electricity were some newfangled invention they just couldn't quite wrap their heads around. To the super yacht, these are nothing. These are a joke. Laughable. You couldn't be further away from the luxury offered to you by a mega yacht unless you were on a fucking fishing trawler, and those things at least work. And yet, when you look at canal boats, I dare you to find two that look the same. Each one is different, both interior and exterior. Each one a different name, a different color, all built to reflect the general personality and quirks of the owner. Some even have weird, wacky designs.
Wow.
Now compare that to these things. Now, what's that, sir? Oh, a black hole. Oh, sir is adventurous today, isn't he? Utter shit.
Wow, the mega rich being one-upped in personality by people with those canal boats. Okay. God damn. That's actually kind of cool, actually. Okay, those canal boats. Those are actually kind of cool. Huh. I have to look those up more.
And of course, it's doing them no favors, with the only real criteria for winning the Mega Yacht Show-Off competition is having a bigger boat. So let us now go to the south of France, to a city so nice it's called, that. This is the center of the French Riviera, one of the most exclusive vacation destinations in the world, a home to so many mega yachts the locals refer to it as a plague.
Maybe.
This is one of the major epicenters of exclusive parties of billionaires and gold diggers. This is where Happy Meals come with coupons for liposuction. This is where swimsuit models come to breed. So let's imagine this is you. Hang on, let me just put that on. Okay, so imagine this is you, some gorgeous swimsuit model lounging the beach. Shut up, I look fabulous. Now, let's say you're old for a swimsuit model, maybe, 1920. Positively a veteran. Your day is spent lounging on the beach, lounging on the back of some old rich guy's boat, attending parties, private functions, having your photograph taken, etc., etc. Swinging from luxury hotel to exclusive bar all night. You've been here for years. You know everyone. Everyone knows you. You're on the guest list to every club in town. So, of course, by now, you've seen it all. You've seen every make and model of boat. You've seen their insides. You've felt the sheets of every bed. So when two new boys roll into town in their new mega yachts, who is catching your eye? LD Cunt in his $100 million White Eagle cruiser, or the man who turns up next to him in his 1-to-1 scale replica of the SS Great Eastern?
Oh, yes,
19,000
Pig!
tons of iron and steam, with a wheel the size of the Chilean economy and a horn louder than a Tumblr blogger who's been lightly offended. The big black cock of a ship rolls into harbour, and I guarantee no one's looking at Mr. White plastic shit over there. You just got flexed on, and I shall bask in the light glinting off your sad tears as I roll past twirling my moustache. Now let's get back to you, sweet cheeks. You see us flexing over each other, but whose party are you coming to tonight? Yeah, that's what I thought. What I got? Oh, 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 oh.
Oh,
I'll get him, Matt. Show him what I got. Can't read boy, no he can't read my poker face. She's got me like nobody, I leave me. Fucking.
Okay.
Level up your gaming space
Yes, I
with
know.
metal posters
Display. I
from
wish you'd
Display.
sponsor me too. Anyway, okay. So, holy shit. Okay, now. Pig, you have taste in my book. Yes. Agreed. I think we both easily agree that the rich are a bunch of fucking nobodies that really just have money, and that's it. And their taste is shit. Though I have to contest you, Pig. I have to contest. Why would you? I mean, the Great Eastern, good ship, good history, very amazing, pristine. But really, a simple passenger liner? Really? Is that it? Is that all you've got? Because if I had that money and I had to design my own personal super ship to basically flex on all the no personality losers of the rich, I would make a 1-to-1 scale replica of the USS Arizona, baby. I'm not just biased because I live in the state. Hell no, the fucking Arizona. Fucking super dreadnought of super dreadnoughts. She was a fucking majestical beauty. 14-inch guns, beautiful lines of a lady, great towers, and beautiful lines. Oh, U.S. Let me tell you something. I know the Great Eastern will I honestly know, the Great Eastern will cause eyes, but when a fucking super dreadnought shows up, I am sorry, Pig. I'm sorry. But your giant wheel is no match for my beautiful 14-inch guns. Goddamn right, baby. Now we're going to move on to the 30-year-old Sherman mystery. So let's get the reaction screen back up and let's get this video started and see what this mystery is talking about, because not even I've heard of this. I'm interested. Let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, and play.
Mystery goes hand in hand with history. because it rhymes and I can think of no other reason. History is full of mystery, from the location of Cleopatra's tomb to the identity of the person who gave up Anne Frank to why Will Smith.
That guy was identified, I think, last year, and he was a scumbag. Moving on.
Still has a career. It's all
because he's Will Smith.
There are some mysteries of history that will enrapture the imagination and go on to become legends in their own.
I like dreadnoughts better than just regular fast battleships. Dreadnoughts are chunky.
Right, like who the fuck was D.B. Cooper?
Okay.
The fuck does Stonehenge even do? And why even is Will Smith? I mean, seriously, is it just because he was big in the 90s and TV execs don't know how to market to millennials? Is that why we constantly have to endure this talentless, smug, grinning waste of cum prancing around every TV interview like he's just shit gold and is giving it away to the audience?
Like some of his movies.
Or is it because he's black? When you're a fat-arsed, rich, white old TV exec who made his millions exploiting people of color, and when it's suddenly fashionable to have a lot of diversity in your TV shows, those same people you exploited who have now made it big are suddenly less willing to answer your calls. But Will Smith, he always picks up the phone. Anyway, history is a mystery. Future's also a mystery, and fuck it if I know what's going on in the present. Hope you guys are all doing alright. Yeah? What was I saying?
Not really sure on
right,
Batman.
mystery. Okay. When it comes to the Second World War, there are mysteries by the bucket load. And it's almost a tradition at this point that every YouTuber, SCP writer, and mainstream media blogger on a slow day will cover one. But just for you, because I know you guys love your Shermans, here's a mystery that gets almost no attention. I mean, there's a reason it gets no attention. I mean, it's hardly switch the lights off and listen to Chill's mystery. Number 15.
No!
Burger King Sherman tank. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is a 76mm armor-piercing composite rigid shell fired from a Second World War American
I don't know, I
tank.
think I'd actually like that.
But that's just what you might get. It doesn't work. Right?
No.
But this is a legit mystery, and it has never been solved. Even today, there are numerous historians lying awake at night, clawing at their silk bed sheets, wondering what it all means. And perhaps you can help them. Perhaps you can solve this 30-year-old mystery. But what is the mystery,
yes,
he
please.
says, angling into a perfect transition. The year is 1991. A young historian, naive and full of wonder, visiting an outdoor tank museum, notices something on a displayed Sherman. Curious as to what it is, he calls over one of the museum staff, but they don't know. In fact, they've never seen it before. The two ask several more senior members of staff, but no one knows what they're talking about. Soon they are joined by the museum curator, who pulls out his copy of the Sherman Tank manual, but alas, it makes no mention of this mysterious object. Neither do any of the technical manuals. Heck, it's not even on the blueprints. They shrug it off as a mystery. Perhaps it was just a scrap of metal that once held some piece of improvised armor. What they've stumbled upon is no one-off. Not a random artifact left behind by the chaos of war. What they've stumbled upon is a mysterious object, known only as the comb.
The comb?
But what is the comb? No one has any fucking idea.
Stop it!
In the past 30 years, people have begun to notice the small metallic object welded onto the casing of the final drive of the Sherman. It's long, thin, often made from a single sheet of steel with a series of rigid teeth edged into it. The comb.
Stop
It
it!
has mainly appeared on Shermans, but also M10s, Chaffies, various armored cars, Stuarts, and even more bizarrely, the Canadian-built Sexton. What's more interesting is that there appears to be no correlation between which Shermans have it and which don't. Each tank has come from a different factory, used for different purposes, and was even in use by different nations. American Shermans, Canadian Shermans, British Shermans, even Shermans sent to Russia have occasionally been found with the comb. But to this date, the only technical reference ever found was a diagram showing how to prepare the Sherman for deep wading, though no explanation was ever given for its purpose. So is it some kind of deep wading implement, something to help cut through things like seaweed, which may wrap around the tracks? We don't know, because in photos of deep wading Shermans, even the ones used at D-Day, there's no evidence of the comb. And that wouldn't explain its use on Sextons and Chaffies, which were never altered for deep wading. To make this mystery even more perplexing, when one was found on an M18 Hellcat, it was on the turret. To date, there are numerous theories of what this thing might be, from a wire cutter to prevent barbed wire tangling up in the drive wheels, to a tool for scraping the mud off the driver's boots, to a bottle opener. But as of yet, only 3 theories have ever truly held water.
Alright. What are they?
Every adventure starts.
Why am I getting so many ads?
Theory 1 was that it was a latch for quickly releasing a towed trailer from inside the tank. Not a bad thought. Few Shermans were converted into crocodiles, towing a large trailer of petroleum jelly around for use as flamethrower fuel. Now, these trailers were somewhat questionable by design, so getting rid of one quickly when it was hit was a pretty good idea. And not having to get out of the tank to detach a trailer full of explosive that was on fire in the middle of a battlefield with people shooting at you was an even better idea. 4 of these Sherman Crocs were built, with all 4 seeing action briefly at the end of the war. But the problem is, we have a photograph of these Shermans and, no comb.
Yeah,
Alright, not a Croc, but maybe a post-war conversion for a similar idea. You see, Shermans are quite rare, in spite of them being made by the literal fuck-ton. After the war, most of them were scrapped, but a few were converted into civil engineering machines, most commonly excavators, diggers, tractors, and mining vehicles. And all of those were bought back by history enthusiasts and reconverted into Shermans, so it could simply be a leftover edition made during these conversions. I mean,
What about
yes,
the
but
Hellcat,
that
though?
doesn't explain why we keep finding these things on other tanks, ones that were never converted into mining equipment.
Yeah.
Theory 2, aliens! Theory 3, that it's a shipping brake lock.
Oh?
It's basically a piece of string used to keep the parking brake held down, as during transport the constant rocking of a ship or the wriggling of a train carriage could in some circumstances knock the parking brake loose on a tank and cause it to move back and forth. Now this does make sense, the Sherman did indeed have a parking brake, and the string hooked around the comb allowed this brake to be operated from the outside. Now, this does seem to be the most plausible theory, as we have not 1, but 2 pieces of evidence which support this theory. The first is an image from the US Army Signal Corps photograph collection, courtesy of the Library of Virginia, which shows the SS Calhoun. Calhoun?
Calhoun?
It shows a boat
maybe?
shipping Sherman tanks for the Tunisia campaign, with a large section of rope protruding from the machine gun mantlet and down the lower hull, over something which would appear to be the comb. The second piece of evidence is a sketch found in the National Archives of Ottawa, I hope I'm saying that right, Canada. This details a parking brake bracket affixed to a Canadian ram tank. According to what information we have available, these devices were supposed to be fitted to the Grizzly tank, that's a Canadian copy of the Sherman tank, with a few minor alterations, in preparation for shipping them overseas. However, no Grizzly tank was ever shipped overseas, and the very few extremely rare examples of the Grizzly we have left do not have this device. If the device was actually a parking brake bracket used for shipping, then surely this device should be on every Sherman, not just a handful. In fact, we've got pictures of Shermans that were in Tunisia, and absolutely none of them appear to have this bracket fitted. To add more nuance to the mystery, a Sherman tank that was transported in a ship that was torpedoed and sank was recovered in 2015. And would you believe it? No comb. Even when diving to the wreckage of the Emperor Heritage, a ship that sank off the coast of Ireland with a number of Shermans on board, we do not see any with the added comb. And yet, if this device really was a parking brake bracket used for shipping, then shouldn't they all have them? Of course, it may have just rusted off, but if it had, then why is nothing else rusted off? For anyone who has dived this location, well, note these tanks are in extremely good condition. I mean, I wouldn't drive them into battle after a quick blast with a hairdryer, but you get the idea. Unfortunately, the parking brake bracket theory, though the most plausible, is sadly not correct, so the mystery has continued. Pressing even to this very day, historians left, right and centre, clawing at their bedsheets, screaming into the night, unable to sleep as the normie peasants of society continue on with their day-to-day lives, blissfully unaware that just beneath the surface lies the greatest mystery in history, still yet unsolved. What the fuck is this weird metal thing attached to the front of the Sherman? What is the comb? We may never know. Anyway, big thank you to Same as Discord, whoever the fuck you are, who had this momentary lapse in judgment and decided to buy me 75 coffees.
I only have 4 mugs. I'm going as fast as I can, alright? Jesus Christ, what do you want me to do? Drown?
So for you, Mr. Same as Discord, This one is your fault.
I think I have.
Sleep he sang to me, in dreams he came. That voice which calls to me and speaks my name.
I'm only letting this
And
play because
do I dream again? For now I find the phantom of the opera is there
I'm at least
inside
going
my mind. Ugh.
All right. Okay. Okay. So we saw the comb. What the fuck is it? I'm looking on it. Maybe it's something to hang gear off of. That's what I think it is. Like just looking at it. Put a couple ropes through there. You could hang gear, hang equipment. They found it out, like they say on the turret of the Hellcat. They found one. They were probably hanging gear and shit off of it. Maybe plates. Maybe tools. I don't know. Anyway, this was an excellent video. It was a whole lot of fun. It's so good to be back. And 2024 is looking to be a good year for all of us. So, like I've said in my New Year's update, basically we'll be doing more streams and other live reactions over the next while. So, yeah. Also, Thursday might be canceled because we might be moving stuff around through here. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. It was a whole blast to make. And as always, you know who I am. I know who you are. I will see you all in the next video. Later, everybody.